Obviously, what a great job he's done for hockey here in Toledo for a long, long time. And, back in my playing days, it was just a couple games into my playing career here in Toledo. I used to always skate the red line back and forth. If I was playing a game, I'd go from the net in warm-ups, and while the other goalie was in the net, I'd skate around. And just one of my superstitions was I'd carry a puck and always shoot it at the glass whenever I got to either side of the rink. And probably the second or third game in Toledo, I look up at the penalty box side, and there's a target behind the glass. So Bob had realized what I was doing, and he ended up being part of my routine or superstition for many years after that, seeing that target and trying to hit it during pregame warmups. But congratulations, Bob, on a great career in hockey, and best of luck to everything in the future for you.
And Bobb Vergiels, there he is right now. Been chatting with a lot of fans, a lot of photos today. This being his final regular season game as the PA announcer for Toledo hockey. What a great job, a great man over the years, no doubt about it.
He really enhanced the fan experience. He's part of Toledo's hockey family. You know, what he's done, like Nick had said, what I remember, booing him in every game, at the old sports arena, he'd have a little card after the boo and had a little funny saying or something. And just the interaction with the fans. He wasn't just the guy behind the mic and giving some stale commentary during the games for everybody to know. I mean, he's part of the experience. And so, for me, it's going to be a little weird. Whoever's going to take over, I'm sure is going to do a good job. But Bob had just had his little quirks about him that really enhanced it and kind of like crossed that barrier. He was just one of us in the stands, really.
And really, it's a pleasure to even know Bobb Vergiels. There's no doubt about that. I sat down with him, and we talked a little bit about not only this final game, but a lot of things over the course of the career of Bobb Vergiels.
Starting it forward, the captain, number 17, Kyle Ratche.
When you started that first game, did you think that this was going to be a 20-year excursion for you in the world of hockey?
No, I didn't. You really had no idea when you start. And when you first start out, you're always afraid you're going to get fired because you didn't do something well, or there might be a radio guy in town or something that wanted the job. So with me, it was just like, okay, let's do as well as we can and just keep going. And it was kind of cool. You always wonder how people think about you, especially your bosses. And just recently, Tim Mauser, who was one of my first bosses with the Storm, posted that I was the best hire he ever made. And that really meant a lot to me.
Has the zaniness that you bring to the PA, has that been there since day one?
No, actually, I played it straight in the beginning because I didn't know how far I could go. And then once I realized that each time you could go just a little bit farther, I did. And, in the minor leagues, it's a lot different than in the major leagues. When I got to the Detroit Tigers, I was told that if it's not written on the page, it's not going to be on the PA system. And that's not the way down here. And I'm glad that I've had a chance to kind of flex my muscles when it comes to that way and to be able to do stuff that people remember.
What's the moment that stands out to you that you can think back on over this?
Undoubtedly, the highlight was at 11:53 p.m. back in April 1993 when Mark Deasley fired the shot heard up and down the coast when we beat Wheeling 4-2 in the first time we won the playoffs. It was Deasley from Duncan and Roberts, and I'll never forget that. It was a second overtime. And what I remember a lot too is Gary Wise, the arena general manager, coming up to me at about 1 minute to midnight when the ice was full of people. People were jumping on the ice, and it was just crazy. He said, "Bob, you got to go in the PA system and tell everybody to get off the ice because the insurance is only paid till midnight."
When you look back on this entire experience, would you change anything?
I would have pushed harder to get a shot at Detroit. That's my biggest regret. I never got a shot with Detroit. I always thought that if I made the major leagues, it would be with the Red Wings because that was what my experience was. But when the phone call came, it was the Tigers. And so you kind of answer that phone call.
What made you decide 20 years of hockey, that's it?
Nice round number. I do anywhere between 200, 210, 220 games a year. I just wanted to back off a little bit. I'm now over 60 years old. I still feel good. I could probably do a lot of games, but every once in a while, you get home from work and you just want to put your feet up. I've enjoyed every moment of it, the championship moments, the times that we haven't made the playoffs, some of the big stuff. I enjoyed every moment. I always tell people I'm the luckiest guy I've ever met, and for 20 years, I've proved it.
No doubt about it. Certainly farewell to Bob. Thanks again for 20 great years of service to Toledo hockey. No doubt about it. A great man. We're going to miss him for sure. And of course, we'll still hear him a little bit on those Detroit Tiger broadcasts up there at Comerica Park for the Tigers during the summer months.